Hello. Uh, this is new. So I am streaming from YouTube via YouTube. I see that there's some people here. Can you say hello? I literally have no idea where to look. So thank you for bearing with me. I thought I'd try something new, see if there's any functionality I can take advantage of. Can someone say hello and let me know if my audio is coming in clearly? My video feed looks terrible. I can see that myself. I don't know why it looks so crappy. I maybe have to upgrade, maybe have to pay for a better format or something. Please say hello. Okay, I think I see how that works. I might have to pull the plug on the. John Augustine, how are you, man? All right, this works. I see people's names. All right. Sounds good. Awesome. All right, cool. Like I said, I am streaming via YouTube, so I don't know if it's any good. John Rasek, the one, the only. How's it going, my friend? This is good. Okay, this is good. Let me see if I have any other functionality I can take advantage of. One of my big ones is screen share. Share screen. Allow. Tom, how's it going? Good to see you. All right, let me see if I can share a window for entire screen. My entire screen. So I can look up what's it called? All right, so I hope you guys can see this. Let me know if you can't. But it's been too long. We haven't done this in a long time. So hey, okay, so here's for you guys. Let me stop sharing my screen. Did you see the video and was I still on screen while I was while the video was playing? What did you guys see on your end? I wasn't dancing too much because I wasn't certain if I was even on screen. By the way, happy hour. Oops, almost spilled that on my desk on my keyboard. Having a favorite beverage is not my favorite. My favorite's Coke. I do like Pepsi, but my mother-in-law is coming over tomorrow and she loves Pepsi, so we got some. Small U, large video. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Thank you very much. It was good. Next time I'll dance more now that I know this works. Just wanted to come on and say hello. I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell here. This is going to take about 1 minute, and I want you guys to bear with me. I want you guys to see what I do. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing there. So one of the things I do when I'm not setting up signings or preparing for a signing or shipping. If I'm doing IWI business, it's either one of those things: setting up a signer, reaching out to people, and researching people, looking for people. One of the big things I do is photo preparation. And I got some new files from Star Wars: A New Hope, 1977, that have never been seen before. So I'm going to share them with you. Two things. I got 3 or 4 files. They're wonderful, never been seen before. The problem is they're not in great shape. They're from transparencies that were not taken care of, were not properly archived, and they have a lot of red cast. And red cast is a term photography people use. Um, you don't need to know it. When you see it, you'll know what it is. So I'm going to show that to you, and I'm going to show you the things I do to get it ready for whether or not it's even usable in, as a photograph. So let's go. Let me share my screen, entire screen. Yes, share my entire screen, share. So I'm going to go here to desktop. Darn it. Go to signings. I'm going to go to the files that I received. Sorry, I don't know why all of a sudden for the love of God, I have to do this on the little trackpad on the laptop, which I hate. Of course, now when I need it, I can't find the files. Hold on. Here they are. Here they are. All right, so these are the files. I'm gonna set them up like this so we can toggle through them quickly. And this is how they were sent to me, and I'll tell you who sent them to me in a minute. All right, so this is a photo of Joan Johnston working on the Death Star exhaust port that's never been seen before, never been available before. Fantastic photo. This is a Y-wing model from the back. There's a lot of Y-wing photos, but this particular transparent made available working on the exhaust port from it. There's a one famous one of them from that side, from the side of Paul Houston, but never this angle. Where's things are not going the way I wanted them to right now. Did I? Don't tell me I saved over it. Had this whole thing prepared and now I messed it all up. Here it is. Here it is. There it is. All right. So this is the one we're going to work on together. So this is a shot of Dennis Muir, and he's the one who provided me all these transparencies last night. And wonderful photo. There's lots of him taking light readings of the Death Star. And this one has never been available before, never been seen. I love it. The problem is with all these photos, you can see what is called red cast, which is this red tint over everything that makes the photo practically unusable. So I'm going to show you how we fix that. There's a million different ways to fix things in Photoshop or Lightroom. I like to use Photoshop, so let's go there. So first and foremost, let's tackle the red cast. So let me go here. I'm going to duplicate my layer. Photoshop's all about layers. So we start with the base layer, and this is going to be non-destructive editing. So by using layers, our original is not touched. So I'm going to start just by brightening things up a little bit, just a little bit. Then I'm going to bring in my color balance sliders. So I'm going to start with the midtones. And you're gonna see an almost immediate difference here by pushing the cyan levels down. That's already helped take care of a lot of the red. Then there, that's already looking a lot better with the magenta. It's a little too much. Let's take it right here. Now this particular transparency, even with the color correcting, is never going to be a knockout, but it's better than the condition it was in, and I think it's serviceable for an 8x10. I would never suggest anyone get an 11x14 or a 16x20, but obviously, and here's the non-destructive editing visualize. So if I toggle, I can toggle back to the original to look at that degree of difference, and then I'm going to want to do just a little bit overall correcting. as much as I can. I'm gonna take some of that color noise, that noise out of it without losing detail. It's always a balance between taking the noise out, but not losing detail. So sharpening up. I'm gonna get some of the dehaze out of there. It's a little overexposed, so I'm going to bring the highlights down so you can see some of the striations and the Death Star, the longitudinal lines come out a little bit. And I think it's a little bit too yellow still. So I'm going to take the yellow out of there. Go here, global colors, yellows. So if you want to see how much yellow is in the photo, you just take it up, which is not what we want to do. Well, this is how much yellow is inherently in the photo. So we want to take it the other way and take it down because that much yellow is unnatural and is the product of time. So there we went from this, which is really unusable, to this, which is more approximating what reality was. And I had already gone ahead and corrected the photo of Joe Johnston, and I'll show that to you guys here. And the photo of Paul Houston. I feel like a cooking show. We already had a dish prepared. So you guys saw the one with the red color cast. This is the best this is going to look. It's still not still not a perfect photo, but then here's the one with Paul and Joe, which I tried to increase the shadow, to reduce the shadows and the dark areas, but we lose a lot of detail. The photo was underexposed in its original form, so you can't add detail that isn't there to begin with. So it's as good as it's going to get, but it's better to have it than not. It's still a fragment of history, and I love doing that. But that's what I'm doing. Thanks for bearing with me, for those of you that actually stayed and watched that. But I want to do a little show and tell. So stop sharing and come back to YouTube. There I am. All right. Cool photos that even 50 years, new ones are coming up. Good evening, Hector. Paul, Dustin, that's so cool. Thank you, John. Showed it Photoshop. Have you shown him the updated photos? What was the reaction? Do you ever fix photos differently depending on the type of paper you have them printed out? Let's start. I have not shown him the photos yet. I'll email him tonight. I want to clean them up a little more. I'm going to spend a little more time on them. He just shared them to me so I can offer them for the signing. The one of him with the Death Star, and I'm going to do that tonight for the group. But he didn't say go ahead and clean them up. You always walk a slippery slope with visual effects guys. You don't want to suggest that, I'm sure Dennis knows they're not in the best quality, but you also don't want to say, hey, your slide looked like shit, so I fixed it. You want to be very diplomatic. So I'll see how I position that for him. Do you ever fix photos differently depending on the type of paper you have them printed on? The paper I usually print it on is always the same. It's always Fuji Chroma Color archival stock with a luster finish. That's the 8x10 and 11x14 standard I use. So it's always the same. If it's going to be metallic and it's going to be 16, I would never use that photo with those files we were just looking at for a 16x20 project, for example. But depending on the size of the print, I will spend a lot more time than I would. Like that took me about a minute to fix those, about 2 minutes. If it's going to be a project, first of all, the asset you begin with, meaning the photo or the slide or whatever you have, whatever imagery you have, is going to be, it has to be a lot higher quality. So you're already starting at a good place because the file resolution for 16x20 has to be very high. Otherwise, you're going to get a very grainy result. But I'm sure you guys didn't come here to learn about photography. I can share photos that you guys have probably never. I have so many photos that I've never shared. I think of myself as kind of an archivist. I'll show you a couple that you've probably never seen. I have these not go anywhere but here. So these are from Apogee. So this was John Dykstra's company after um, Star Wars. So Star Wars was Industrial Light and Magic. John Dykstra was the head of ILM when they started the company. John Dykstra only worked on Star Wars. He famously did not work well with George Lucas, and in fact, there was an almost physical confrontation at one point during the pressure of that movie. John Dykstra is here with his dog Mariah, um, and after Star Wars happened, George moved the entire production out of Van Nuys up to San Rafael in Northern California. And John Dykstra famously did not go along, and he created a company called Apogee, which stands for apex or the highest point of something. And this is their group photo from 1978, 1 year after Star Wars was released. There's Grant McCune's in some of these photos. Let me see if I can find Grant. Where's Grant McCune? Come on, there he is, right here. So there's Grant McCune, the late Grant McCune, also won an Academy Award for Star Wars. Ah, sorry. What happened?